As the temperatures dropped, the happenings began to quickly heat up here at Lenape High School. Both athletic and academic achievements highlighted one of the coldest winters on record. We've got all the best for you in this winter 2015 edition of Lenape Tribal News, which starts right now.
Welcome to Lenape Tribal News. I'm Celine Pence alongside Jack Watson. Since our last episode, students and staff have been busy planning events, raising money for charity, and enjoying school life.
That's right, Celine. What do we have to start us off today?
Art students from 9 high schools all over northwestern Burlington County come to Pemberton Township High School to participate in their annual Deborah Heart Art Competition. For more, we go to Chloe Carr on the scene.
Art is covering the walls here at Pemberton High School at the annual Deborah Heart Art Competition. Every year, students submit their unique art pieces in a competition to win a $5,000 grand prize. Lenape is among 9 local high schools competing in this impressive event. The Deborah Heart Art Competition began 17 years ago when the Pemberton Township Schools partnered with the Deborah Heart and Lung Center to co-host the event in honor of National Heart Month. Since then, the competition has expanded and has become one of the most successful academic events in all of South Jersey. The competition challenges students to use their imagination to construct a multimedia art piece that represents the heart. There's much work that goes into coordinating the event. Mr. Tom Campbell, the event chair, works diligently with a circle of volunteers, teachers, and teens alike to bring the whole competition together.
We have a committee, the Deborah Heart Challenge and Art Competition Committee, composed of staff from Deborah, outside community people, and representatives from the high school. And we meet throughout the year to help plan it. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes at Deborah for getting the art competition ready. I've been amazed at how more and more students have been involved over the years. It used to be just a heart challenge. We added the art. Then we added the singing, the entertaining. Pemberton culinary students now make the food. There's students who paint the set. It's an event by students for students, which is great. It's nice to be involved in an event that promotes that for the community. We had more art projects than we've ever had. We had close to 180, which is like almost 40 more than last year. We have more entertaining students, so we've grown it that way, and if that can continue, that'd be great.
Lenape art student Amy Wu participated in this year's Deborah Heart Art Competition. She spent over a month hard at work on her art piece.
I didn't want anything cheesy, for one thing, because the heart is a pretty cheesy subject. So I was like, okay, so what is the heart? It's something that works for you. It's like a factory. It does all these things. It's mechanical. It has a bunch of jobs and a bunch of purposes. Making a city that's built all together and is running through each other and is completely continuous with each other. I think that'd be pretty cool. This one is a lot more like self-motivated. You just have this prompt and then you have to work off of it, so it allows you to be creative in your own way rather than in a teacher-motivated way.
Her art piece, titled Heartbeats, won Best in Show, beating out all other competitors. This event has been very successful for participating Lenape students. We would like to thank Amy Wu and Mr. Tom Campbell for their story. I'm Chloe Carr, now back to you.
Each year, Lenape High School awards one of its most deserving teachers with the prestigious Teacher of the Year Award. For more on the subject, we go to Eddie Haynes.
The annual Teacher of the Year Award showcases a teacher that has gone above for their school students and staff. Every teacher in the Lenape Regional High School District is able to claim this prestigious award, but only those who shine out of the classroom are able to claim this prestigious award.
Been named Lenape's 2014-15 Teacher of the Year.
15 years ago, the Lenape Regional High School District joined the Teacher of the Year Award program. There are many different attributes to the teacher's success in the classroom. Mr. Bausch never stops reinventing himself. He's always listening in the classroom and makes sure he always has direct participation with the classroom at all times.
Well, I was understandably shocked, surprised. I wondered if they came to the wrong room. And then I guess after I got over that shock, I was flattered and felt pretty amazed that I could do that well at this job. It's really great to be appreciated.
Kristen Zuki, a sophomore in his English 2 Level 2 class, has been in his class for about a semester now and knows his unique way of teaching.
Mr. Bausch understands the limits of each of his students and pushes them to be the best they can be. I love the way he teaches us in class. It's always new and exciting. He really changed my perspective of English for the better.
All teachers in the Lenape Regional High School District are able to claim this prestigious award, but only those who shine out of the crowd are able to claim.
People who've won Teacher of the Year in the past have not only been doing creative and innovative things in the classroom, but I guess outside of the classroom as well. I also think to be Teacher of the Year, you have to really put students first. I hope I've done that here. I guess that to be Teacher of the Year, you have to be consistent. I guess approaching what you teach in a way that is dedicated and faithful, and at the same time adjusting things year by year so that the students you have that year are getting the best learning experience possible.
Mr. Bausch teaches a wide variety of English classes such as English 2 and AP Honors English. He loves to see his students engage outside of the classroom about the literature that they are learning in the classroom.
I'm constantly readjusting what I do, doing things that I'm not sure if they're going to work at all, trying out new apps, for example, in Google Drive, or doing crazy bulletin board projects like I'm doing now where I don't even really know where it's going when I start it. I also very often will bring in works or texts that are that seem to be above the level you're supposed to be doing with those particular students, because I believe that if you challenge people and you have high expectations for them, that they'll rise to those expectations. And the students here are great, they usually do.
Mr. Bausch is one of the best English teachers I've had in a really long time.
We would like to congratulate Mr. Bausch on winning the Lenape Teacher of the Year Award, and we would like to thank Kristen Zuki and Mr. Bausch for their contribution to the story. I'm Eddie Haynes, back to the studio.
Now we move to the always enjoyable competition that truly brings Lenape High School together, Mr. Lenape. The competition this year was a great success. Jason Vaughn explores the backstory of this program and hears from some of the contestants themselves to find out what it takes to become the winner of Mr. Lenape.
Nothing brings Lenape High School closer together than Mr. Lenape, a school-wide competition that parodies a beauty pageant. At the end of the event, one lucky senior boy is named Mr. Lenape. This fun event, which raised money towards project graduation and prom, as well as club sponsors of contestants, is more than a fundraiser in a lot of ways. A lot happened on the night of the show, and it has to be asked, what does it take to prepare for the challenges throughout the year? And what does it take to be Mr. Lenape? Mrs. Kane and Mr. Ebbison, the senior class advisors, ran this year's Mr. Lenape competition. At the beginning of the year, contestants representing each calendar month are chosen to compete. These fellows prepare for many demanding challenges that often derive from their usual character. They are also sponsored by a club or team. Once everything folds together, the contestants go against each other in clever and often humorous ways. DJ Fady Cantera was voted as this year's Mr. Lenape winner, and for him, during the time leading up to the show, emotions were running very high.
I was kind of hopeful. I was kind of hopeful that I would win, but more I was really looking forward to the camaraderie that comes with it, because I was a part of it last year, and it was just so much fun to watch these guys that I know I've grown up with, come together and do something meaningful in their senior year.
Throughout the year, the Mr. Lenape contestants competed in a series of challenges and events leading up to the night of the show. This included Penny Wars, where contestants competed to raise the most amount of money. The winning contestant got the money for their club or team sponsor. They also participated in calendar photo shoots, then they sold the calendars that promoted the event. The competition is not just for raising money, but for the enjoyment of the school and those who are competing. Brandon Searles was another contestant in this year's show and has quite an experience of his own going into the competition. Come night of the show, he was ecstatic.
It's sort of an organized chaos. I mean, we're all kind of running around backstage, but at the same time we have places to be and stuff like that. So it's fun to figure it all out, and it kind of gets the blood flowing, and it's exciting for everyone.
The overall competition, which included the show, brought the school together in a lot of ways. Many of the students enjoyed the events that the contestants put on. They loved seeing their classmates up on stage putting on skits. The Mr. Lenape competition this year truly showed school unity come showtime. The students cheered on their peers as they performed High School Musical. Austin Montgomery was one of the many contestants up there with the boys who witnessed this applause that painted a picture of what Lenape High School was all about.
I think it's cool how we're told to choose a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman, so we're required to have all the grades involved in each month's skit and Mr. Lenape performance, but also in the sense that we're grabbing seniors from all different areas of the school. Like, I'm class president, but we also had some contestants who are football players and student council who are red and gray captains. So again, when people attend the show, they kind of say to themselves, oh, well, if anyone could do this, maybe I should try it out senior year. And I would definitely recommend it. It was one of the best nights I've ever had. So,
the senior class was united because I know a lot of the guys aren't really friends with each other. I mean, like, not that they're not friends, just that they don't really know each other that well. And it kind of brought us together as like a family, like as like a senior class, you know? But for the school, I guess it's just a great opportunity to show some school spirit and go out and support your friends.
With all the hard work over with, all competitors can finally return to their daily lives. But for DJ Fady Quintera, no one can take away his memory of the promos, the show, and his title of Mr. Lenape. This goes for all the contestants. This truly does show how one competition can truly bring a school together. We thank DJ Fady Quintera, Brandon Searles, and Austin Montgomery for their time. Now back to you guys in the studio.
And now our school life correspondent, Lindsay Wood, stands by in the studio with a few words of the best happenings in the winter 2015 here at Lenape High School. Hi, Lindsay.
Thanks, Jack and Celine. I'm glad to see you both survived the cold winter. Now let's get right to it. Lenape High School celebrated Black History Month with a March for Martin. The whole week there were positive and uplifting messages playing on the video message board. The March for Martin took place at the end of the school day. Students marched around the school while the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech played over the loudspeaker. This was a perfect way to bring the school together to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. After the march, the African American Club recited speeches and poems in the auditorium relating to the civil rights movement. Thanks, guys. Back to you. Thank you, Lindsay. We look forward to your next report in the spring. The Lenape varsity bowling team had an astonishing season this year. Let's send it to Trent Ainsworth to take a closer look.
The Lenape varsity bowling team had a phenomenal season this year. They were a top 10 team in New Jersey, and they bowled away the competition. The team bowls home meets Laurel Lanes. The team consists of 5 players. The 5 bowlers all take turns bowling, first in their lane, then in the other lane. Each bowler is trying to combine for a higher score than the other team, while trying to get the highest score they can individually get. The higher the individual scores for all bowlers on a team, the higher the team score. The coach of the varsity bowling team is Mr. Mike Lombardo. He has helped improve the bowlers and make sure everybody's performing at a high standard for every event. He has a lot to do with why the team is performing as well as it is.
I think we had a very successful season this year. It was very exciting to know that we found out that we were the first team in Lenape history to win a sectional Group 4 title. But overall, it was a great season. It was a fun season, and the guys really worked hard.
The Lenape varsity bowling team had a fantastic season, winning all but 3 of their matches. They also won the Olympic Conference Holiday Tournament and the Snowball Classic Tournament. At the Snowball Classic, 21 teams from Pennsylvania and New Jersey competed. Lenape ended up coming in first place at this tournament for team and individual high score. Matt Freifunk was the senior bowler who finished first for the individual high. He finished with a score of 975. At states, he came in 10th place out of all bowlers. He has been a bowler for all 4 of his high school years and has clearly come a long way from when he was a freshman.
Number 1, I changed the way I bowled. I was bowling with plastic balls during that time, but I changed my style. I changed the kind of balls I have. I changed the way I act on the lanes. I have gotten much more intense since then. Everything I've done was different since then. Every single thing.
At sectionals, the team performed fantastically. The performance put up by the bowlers won the entire South Jersey Group 4 sectionals title. Dean Klimek had the highest scoring game at 299, while Matt had the highest scoring series at 790. This season was a great season for the top 10 team in the state, the Lenape Indians bowling team. For Tribal News, I am Trent Ainsworth.
Maddie Sims joined the varsity basketball team in her freshman year, and ever since she has led the teams to success. Matthew Darengowski has more on Maddie's accomplishments.
This season, the girls' basketball team has had a successful season. A lot of this is because of their players, particularly their junior center, Maddie Sims. Leadership is a big part of the team's success. Maddie is one of their biggest leaders.
Maddie is a leader. The girls look up to her both physically and mentally and emotionally. She's there for the girls. And yeah, she is a big part of the leadership picture that we need to have on the court.
There's no doubt that she's one of the biggest reasons the team has performed so well this year, but the question is whether they will be good without this player.
We look at game film and Maddie's not in the game, things definitely go down a level, so I think Maddie just brings our level of play up. She gives us a lot of options. So no, I don't think we'd be playing quite as well. We have plenty of players who step in, do a real nice job, but when Maddie's on the court, there's a big difference.
Like any other good player, her play is rubbed off on the rest of the team, leading them to have a very successful season.
I'm not really the main reason why my team does really well. I mean, I think it's an all-around team effort, so it's not just me, it's everyone.
Like any other good player, her play is rubbed off on the rest of the team, leading them to have a very successful season.
Yeah, Maddie can see things when she's out on a wing or something. She can make passes to girls who get open. I know Amanda McGrogan will make a nice little cut to the basket. Maddie will see it. So Amanda's getting some nice little layups. Alexis Seed, same thing. She'll make some cuts and Maddie will have the ball and get the ball to her. So she definitely raises the level of play for everybody else around her.
Maddie has many goals for the future that she hopes she'll be able to achieve. If she keeps playing like she is, then these goals will be very attainable.
The goals for the future, well, the future this season, hopefully win a state championship and then hopefully move on. Personal goals are to go to play college basketball.
She's not the only one that thinks she can achieve big things. Mrs. Fox also believes that she can have some big accomplishments.
Maddie's got just some raw talent. I think she can go as far as she wants with her skills as long as she keeps working to improve, and she's someone who wants to work to get better. So I think she'll go far.
The fans are not the only ones who have noticed Maddie's amazing play. The coaches have also taken notice to how well she has been playing.
Maddie has really stepped up to the plate. Last year we had her and Alexis Sears, and there was like the two of them took a lot of pressure off of her. So it's kind of, she's our big person in the middle, and she's really stepped up and handled the pressure well and makes everyone around her better.
She has also seen how well she's been playing and has become very confident in her abilities.
They get me the ball pretty well, so I just go for it, and my coach allows me to do things that he thinks that I'll be able to beat teams off of, and I go in the post a lot. So
once again, Maddie Sims' presence on the girls' basketball team plays an integral part on the team's success. With her senior year still to come, the team has high hopes for the continued success. Matt Durangowski, Tribal News.
Through sleet and snow, the girls' track team continues to break school records. Let's send it to Scott Buck, who has the story on the track.
New Jersey Winter State Relay is a track meet that is an important event with high standards and is a huge honor to attend. Lenape Girls Winter Track and Field has recently accomplished major wins at state relays. Many of the athletes have won several events and had extraordinary performances. The ladies made exceptional progress in their running career. The athletes that participated pushed themselves to new limits, and the results spoke for themselves.
The girls' success at state relays was very rewarding. They placed first in the sprint medley relay, breaking a school record. They also placed first in the 4x400 relay and third in the pole vault, also breaking a school record. Mr. Richardson is the head coach of the team. Each day he preaches the value that hard work pays off.
With the dedication that's involved with track and field, you got to start there first, and you got to set your goals and you got to set your schedule based on how your meets line up.
The team really does work hard to be successful, and a lot of dedication is required to reach a high level of success. In the difficult winter conditions, practicing effectively isn't always easy. The extreme temperatures and icy conditions make outdoor practice very difficult. For example, the pole vaulters face challenges being able to practice using the poles. Gabby Sharp, a pole vaulter, has broken a record and explains the difficulty of practice.
It's really hard to practice in the wintertime because, the poles can't be outside in the freezing cold. So our only really time that we do practice is in a meet. It's hard, and we really wish that we had some kind of way to practice outdoors.
Not only is the sport about how fast you can run, but there's also a lot of mental toughness required. Coach Richardson helps them with this and encourages them.
It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. You have to be confident in your abilities. You have to understand that you are ready to compete at that time. And then of course, you're going to be nervous. You're going to have some doubt, but trust your training, trust what you've done so far at this point in your season, and you made it through the sectional qualifier to the state meet, so you belong there and you're ready to run. And mentally, it's just about you going out and performing your task.
A school record is not easily broken. Neither is a new personal record.
For pole vault, we broke the record at state relays, which is awesome, me and Shannon Storms, with a combined height of 18 feet.
Anytime breaking a school record is special, and as we're preparing for a meet, I don't think about breaking the school records at that time. I'm just looking to put the best kids in the right position and the best team together to be competitive at the meet. I've always told my athletes, we're not running to break school records. We're not running to break records. Just run and be competitive, and those times or jumps or throws will come.
The Lenape girls winter track team has exceeded expectations. They've accomplished much in state relays and also won the sectional title for the second year in a row. They also placed third in states overall. Thank you, head coach Richardson and Gabby Sharp. Now back to the studio.
Lenape's athletic programs experienced many accolades in the winter season. For the best, we have sports correspondent Derek Hill in the studio with us. Hi, Derek.
Thank you very much, Jack. Over the years, Lenape always seems to impress and succeed during its winter sports season. There's just something about the winter that makes our athletes shine. Whether it's shooting a ball into a hoop, knocking over pins, grappling an opponent, or running as fast as they can, our winter athletes put everything on the line once their number is called. Track and field is the backbone of Lenape's winter sports, and they proved that once again this year. Both girls and boys teams dominated the indoor track and advanced to the South Jersey Group 4 finals. Both teams won their meets, making history, as this was the first time that both teams had won the South Jersey title at the same time. Most of the athletes look to continue their success during the spring season. One team that may not be known for its success is Lenape's bowling team, who officially put themselves on the map this year with a great season. On a team stacked with senior leadership, the bowlers were able to take third place in the South Jersey Group 4 division, achieving a 15-3-1 record. They ultimately won the Group 4 sectionals, a bowling team first, yet were left with disappointing performances at the individual state championships. Another team that is known for its past success, but is not a student favorite, would be the wrestling team. They only finished with a 10-12 record, but secured fourth place in the Olympic Conference. Although they didn't get the record they were hoping for, the team was praised for its performances by seniors such as Kyle McIntyre. With most of the roster returning next year, the team will look to combat Eastern for first place next year. Every year under Coach Qatar has been successful for the boys basketball team. Entering his 9th year as Lenape's coach, Qatar led a team that was given poor rankings before the season to an 18-8 record. The team won 6 straight games down the stretch and proved that defense can lead to success in any sport. Senior Ryan McMahon led the team with 77 shots made, and Dylan Yerkes led the team with 3-pointers, making 46. Girls basketball also had a successful season, which sounds like something that would be followed up with as usual. They bounded through the season with a defensive scheme similar to that of the boys team and acquired a 25-3 record, earning them first place in the Olympic Conference. The team was led by junior Maddie Sims, making 160 baskets during the season. Alex Seeds was the 3-point leader with 36. Jack and Celine, back to you.
Thank you, Derek, and we're excited to see how the spring sports teams do as well.
Yes, and I'm absolutely excited too.
TV broadcasting is an elective that has been growing in popularity in recent years. Mr. Ebbison is the only teacher to instruct all 3 levels of the course. In addition to his teaching, he is the class advisor for 2015 and runs Lenape Television. Let's go to Eric DeSantis to find out more.
Handling a teenage studio crew alone can be a handful, but with classes to teach and Lenape Live to run on top of that, Mr. Ebbison has a lot to work with on a daily basis. He has been teaching at Lenape for 7 years, is the co-advisor of the class of 2015, and is the instructor of all 3 levels of TV broadcasting. Being so dedicated and involved with his students' education gives many kids a school experience like no other. After attending and graduating Shawnee High School, Mr. Ebbison went on to get a degree in television, radio, and film at Syracuse University. Before working at Lenape, he interned at NBC Sports and worked in the television business. Many students are glad he came to Lenape instead of going back to work at the school he went to when he was a teenager. Adam Darangaski is the executive producer of Lenape Live and has completed all 3 years of TV broadcasting. He has had many experiences working with Mr. Ebbison in both the classroom and the studio.
My experience with with Mr. Ebbison and the whole Lenape Live crew has been a pretty good one. It's been fun, and we've done a lot of great projects and contact, and many great segments were made after school, and it was really good.
Mr. Ebbison loves his job and is known for being easy to talk to and fun to be around and work with. As a result of this, Mr. Ebbison has made many good memories with the students he teaches.
My life would be very different. I probably would be working in the TV industry somewhere, but I just really enjoy working with kids. It's really the best job that I could have, because I kind of get to work in the field in which I'm interested in, which is television and video, but I get to also help kids learn. It's really, really fun for me and really rewarding. If I wasn't doing this, I would certainly miss Lenape, and I certainly would probably not enjoy my daily life as much as I do.
Lenape Television is an after-school activity that allows students to get even more exposure to the environment of live broadcasting. Students can input their segment ideas, write scripts, produce videos, or edit them. Those segments can be aired on Lenape Live, which is a news show aired during homeroom to give those watching information, a good laugh, and something to think about.
It's a lot of fun to work with a teenage studio crew because you can always see that there's learning taking place. And they always want to learn. So it's really, really cool to kind of see students learn new things, try out new things, and when they work, let's say, technical director for the first time, and they get to push these buttons that light up, and they push the right combination, and they make something happen, and to see that kind of click and that excitement, it's really, really fun.
So by the time I graduate, I hope to have the skills and the knowledge that will help me for the rest of my life in careers, in college, and I think Mr. Ebbison has done a great job doing that.
It is clear to all the students and staff at Lenape that the school just wouldn't be the same without him. We're all hoping that Mr. Ebbison will continue to teach at Lenape and run LTV for many years to come. Thanks for watching. For Lenape Television, I'm Eric DeSantos. Now back to the studio.
The Couples Game is an annual event that takes place here at Lenape High School where student couples compete against each other to win the ultimate date. For more on this yearly competition, we go to Rachel Fox.
The Couples Game, held the week before Valentine's Day every year, is a popular school-wide event run by the class of 2016. Student couples from all grades choose to compete against one another in hopes of winning the grand prize. These students participate in various competitions that test how committed they are to their relationship. The event was created by Mr. Tamburello in 2005 as a fundraiser for the class of 2008. 16 student couples participate in a game show on stage in the auditorium. The event is a sort of parody of the television show The Newlywed Game. Couples compete to see how well they know each other. Mr. Tamburello is the class of 2016 advisor and serves as the host of the Couples Game.
In the game, like maybe the guys will be on stage first and we'll ask them 5-point questions. We might say, tell us your girlfriend's favorite food. And then we'll record their answers on marker boards. And then I don't want to say spouses, but the significant others will come back and get the same questions and have to answer them in the same way. So there's some 5-point questions, there's some 10-point questions, and then we have a big 25-point bonus question at the end of the game. And basically, whoever has the most points wins and is going to get a restaurant gift card so they can go on another wonderful date.
Contestants entertain the crowd by embarrassing themselves and attempting to answer various questions about their significant other. The audience gets to experience their friends and family embarrass themselves in front of the school. Along with a variety of viewers, there are certain couples who submit themselves with the willingness to be made fun of. Juliet Harriside, Senior Student Council President, participated in this event with her boyfriend, Eric Dronsky.
First of all, probably people who participate are couples, generally. And then just well-known couples, people in class office, or people who just are involved in a lot of activities or just feel outgoing enough to get up on stage or feel confident enough with their significant other that they know each other well enough.
While popular couples around the school are usually the ones who choose to participate, these kids also have reasons to do their best alongside pleasing the crowd. With experience, Juliet and Mr. Tamburello explain.
Well, first of all, the couples are playing for a restaurant gift card, so that's one way to kind of get motivated. We also have this show around Valentine's Day, so it's kind of just a fun couple thing to do around Valentine's Day to see how much the couples know about each other. And it's fun for the audience too. It's kind of a good Valentine's Day date night.
If you go out to the couples games, you pay $5 to get in, and you're raising money to the junior class office of 2016. and that'll all go to the junior class, which will raise money for their prom or other events. So it's a fundraiser for the school as well.
Juliet and Eric, two of the most involved seniors, are confident of their position in the couples game. The couples game continues to be an enjoyable and annual Valentine's Day tradition. The junior class takes a lot of time preparing and organizing this event, making sure it's as entertaining and as amusing as possible. The games are a fun way for couples to get to know each other, along with providing a good laugh to family and friends.
We hope that you will tune in next time as we close out the school year at Lenape High School.
For Celine, Pence, and our entire crew here in Studio ND27 at Lenape High School, I'm Jack Watson. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the spring.